As you already know, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs are in the middle of doing something extremely special. Of course, they've won national championships in 2 out of the last 3 years. And with Nick Saban gone, I think the door is wide open for Georgia to really take control and possibly dominate college football for the next 5, maybe 10 years. Who knows? But the opportunity is there. Of course, Kalen DeBoer is now Alabama's head coach. A good hire. The guy's a winner. I don't know if it's the right fit, but if we're being honest, Alabama has taken a step down. This is not the same Alabama we've seen over the last 15 years. They're going to take a step back. These 5-star recruits, all these great college football players, when they think of Alabama, they think of Nick Saban. I mean, that's just how it is. And with Nick Saban gone, the aura of Alabama is not there. It's just not there right now. Now, can he bring them a national championship? Yeah, I think he could bring them 1, maybe 2, but that's the peak. This guy is not going to come to Tuscaloosa and win 6 national titles. So when Nick Saban retired, that was a big day for Georgia football. But when you think about the landscape of college football, what program out there is sitting in the best position to continue to thrive and possibly dominate for the foreseeable future, right? Texas is a team to know. Steve Sarkisian is taking Texas, a step forward each and every year. They made it to the playoffs, choked to Washington. But next year, I think they're going to be solid. Quinn Ewers is coming back. They had a lot of talent leave off to the NFL draft, but they also got some in the portal with Isaiah Bond and a few others. So Texas is going to be a good team. And if Georgia doesn't take full control of college football, Texas could be a team that also, I think, benefits in a big way from Nick Saban leaving Alabama. Of course, Dan Lanning is doing big things over at Oregon. He decided to stay at Oregon. I don't know if he was officially offered the Alabama job. I think he was. He probably should have been. He's an excellent coach. He got Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. Evan Stewart, a playmaking former 5-star receiver from Texas A&M, is at Oregon, and he's building that defense. That is a good team. It's a good program, and I think they are going to be, pushing, contending for possible national championships in the foreseeable future. Of course, their schedule is going to be a little tougher, going to the Big Ten, having to play Michigan and Ohio State and Penn State and Washington and USC, just about every year, right? A lot of those teams every year. But they're going to be right in the thick of it. Of course, Michigan won a national championship last year, but they're going to take a step down, right? I don't know if they'll be back to that form in quite some time. I think Jim Harbaugh already has a foot out the door. J.J. McCarthy is leaving. Blake Corum is gone. They're going to be missing a lot of talent. And I've said for a while now, I think we've said on this channel, Michigan needed to win that national title. That door was only open for maybe 1 year. If they had missed that opportunity and lost, the door was shutting. And they're going to have to start over again when Jim Harbaugh leaves. I think he's leaving, but when he does, that's not good for Michigan, right? LSU, I think, is a program on the rise. Brian Kelly's doing big things there. They've got the #1 quarterback coming in, Bryce Underwood, for that 25 class. They're going to be solid. They might be the second best team in the SEC next year. And we'll see how long he stays. If that Michigan job comes open, Brian Kelly could leave LSU and go to Michigan. Then LSU's in a little bit of trouble, right? They're going to have to fix things up again. But I do think LSU is a program that's getting back to that championship form. Anyone can walk in the door at LSU and win a national title. And I think Brian Kelly can too. So I would be surprised if he stays at LSU. Again, that Michigan job isn't open, but if he stays at LSU for several years, I think they'll win 1 national title. Ohio State's very good. I think they're going to be a top 4 team next year. They've got a really good defense as usual, but they've got a lot of weapons. Wide receiver, running back. They got to figure out that quarterback spot. Maybe Will Howard, the transfer from Kansas State, can be that guy. I don't know if he is a championship caliber quarterback, but I think Ohio State is going to be really good next year. Might win that conference, but are they going to be better than Georgia next year in the foreseeable future? Maybe there's 1 year here and there where they might be better than Georgia, but Kirby Smart has set this program up to be successful in a big way for a long, long time. And I think he will win multiple national championships at Georgia. And the fact is that with Nick Saban gone, things are easier for Kirby Smart and the Dawgs. USC is still irrelevant. They don't matter. Washington is irrelevant now. They don't matter as much. Florida State they'll be good. they've got to figure out the quarterback spot with Jordan Travis gone. And we saw what their backups did, right? Everyone was crying and moaning and complaining about, oh, the starters are out, whatever. They still lost to 60 points. If those backups are going to be starters next year, the guys that got crushed by Georgia's second and third string, they're going to be in big trouble. I don't think Clemson is a national championship contender next year. I think the defense is going to be solid. I have big questions about the quarterback and the offense in general. They're not a team that's scaring anyone next year. Maybe they'll be a little better than what I think, but I don't think they're going to be contending for a national championship. I don't think Florida State will. I don't think Michigan will. So if you're looking across college football, Georgia's sitting in an excellent position. So is Texas, so is Oregon, and I think LSU is too, and I think Ohio State is. Everyone else is kind of up for grabs. I don't know. They're going to have to figure it out some way or another, whether it's the offense, defense, special teams, coaching, right? But if you're Georgia, you have to love where your program's sitting right now. And Kirby Smart is doing his best to continue to make his team better. He's gone out and added big pieces in the transfer portal. He's gone out and added 2 ace recruiters. He's got his eye on a national championship, and he knows the door's wide open. There is a big window for Georgia to win another national championship, maybe 2. We'll see where it goes. I think they're in a really, really good spot to possibly dominate college football if Texas does not take that step forward. If Ohio State continues to be really good but not elite. If Dan Lanning can't take Oregon to, a premier top 3 type of program who can compete for a national championship, then if you're Georgia, you're looking around and you're saying, who's going to compete with us? We're waiting. Let's go. So they're in a great spot. Again, appreciate everyone watching. I will get some stuff behind me. Still in a new office. Don't have a lot up on the walls. I got to figure that out, but there's some stuff down here. I just got to hang them, make sure it's in a great spot. But I appreciate y'all sticking with me through this just white wall that I have behind me. But really exciting time over here at the DeBerry House. Just got to fix the office up a little bit, but I appreciate you for sure watching these videos. And we're going to write all about this because I do think Georgia is in the driver's seat, not only for next year, but for the next few years. Steve Sarkisian is under some pressure because I think he's in a great position as well at Texas with Quinn Ewers coming back. We know how important a veteran, experienced quarterback is. Georgia won 2 national titles with Stetson Bennett, who is an older, experienced quarterback. Now, he didn't play a ton early in his career, right? But he did start most of the games in 2020. 2021, he was like 22, 23, and we saw how good he was. And then 22, Georgia, just no one was stopping those guys. And he was older. Michael Penix Jr. played for a national championship last year, but he was an older quarterback. J.J. McCarthy, I think this was his 4th year, right? So you need an experienced multi-year starting quarterback in today's college football to win the whole thing. Texas has that. Oregon has that with Dylan Gabriel. I don't think Ohio State has that. I don't think LSU has that. Garrett Nussmeier, I guess, is going to be the guy, but he's still a brand new starter, right? So it might get a little iffy for him here and there. He might have some roadblocks throughout the season. He's not Jaden Daniels right now. He can prove to be better than everyone thinks he is. I think he's good. He's got a big arm. Can he play quarterback at a high level all season long? I'm not sure. I don't think we know yet. But Carson Beck can, and he proved that. And Georgia's got that experienced quarterback coming back who's made some big throws all season long. He's won big games. And I think that's a big reason why Georgia is one of the clear favorites to win the national title in 2024. They've got the pieces, and Kirby keeps adding to the staff. He adds to the roster. He just signed the #1 recruiting class. 2025, they're going to push for the #1 class as well. And that's where Alabama better get it together. Kalen DeBoer, he's got to start recruiting at a better level. And he'll have more resources at Alabama, but he's not going to walk into the living room of a 5-star in Georgia and win that guy and his family over, especially if Georgia wants him. He has no footprint in the South. He hasn't recruited in the South. He's going to have to do that at a very high level if Alabama wants to get back to being a team that can compete for national championships every year. Might take a little bit. The guy's a winner. There's no doubt about that. He is going. He's got a great offensive mind. He's a great game day head coach. The guy's a winner. He knows what he's doing, and he knows how to run an offense. He just hired a defensive coordinator, so he's getting that staff together. But at the end of the day, you have to have an elite roster. You have to have better players. The players are the ones who make the plays and have to execute the game plan. Got to have great players. It's going to take him a little while to, I think, build a roster that is as talented as Georgia's and Texas and Ohio State. So he might get there, he might not. But if you're Georgia and Kirby Smart, you have to love the position you're sitting in right now, not only next year, but for the next several years and beyond. Thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Sign up to our free newsletter. That link is down below so you can read everything we have over on Dawg Post. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Hope to see you on the website.